I think this is a time to think about these families. I don't think it's a time for politics or political analysis. It's a time to think about families that just lost their father, their husband, their son.
That was New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio last night on whether the brutal murder of 2 NYPD police officers will increase tensions between law enforcement and the public. So what should happen next? Joining us again is former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani. So that is the question this morning, Mr. Mayor. Going forward now, what would you do as the mayor this morning to calm tensions in this city?
Well, if I was in the situation that Mayor de Blasio is in, and I feel sorry that he's in this situation, I would give a speech to the police department, and I would explain that maybe I was wrong about a few things. Maybe I was wrong about putting too much emphasis on, police misconduct, when in fact police misconduct is a minor part of the problem. Community, serious violent crime is a much bigger part of the problem. I think I would say to them, and I've said this to the police, the people who are saving black lives in the city are you, the New York City Police Department. I'm not doing it. President Obama's not doing it. Mayor de Blasio's not doing it. He's not out at night walking up and down housing developments and trying to save children from being killed. The police officers are doing the most right now in these very, very poor communities, and sometimes they're white communities, but where they're black communities and black communities, the police officers are doing the most to save the children that are at greatest risk. The politicians with this propaganda, separating the community from the police, are doing something that's shameful. And they have to stop doing that. The vast majority of police want to help, and the politicians' rhetoric should reflect the truth, not propaganda.
Is there a way that every group can come together to ease the tone that we're seeing across the country? It's happening in California, Ferguson, here on the East Coast. Is there a way for all of the politicians and for you to sit down with Mayor de Blasio and figure out a solution so that we're all on the same page?
I would be happy to. I think that Pat Lynch, and I understand it. Look, I had 4 uncles who were police officers. I lost a cousin in the line of duty, and I've been at the bedside of over 50 police officers who were dead or dying. So there's tremendous emotion, and I'm doing everything I can to contain myself about this. But this is not the time to call for the resignation of the police. I'm not the police commissioner, the mayor. It's not the time to say there's blood on his hands.
Right.
A lot of other police officers were killed under a lot of other mayors. It is the right time to talk about his policies, however. His policies of allowing protests to get out of control, and of his not emphasizing enough the importance of fatherhood, the importance of education, the importance of alternatives to a public education system that are failing the black children. It shouldn't just be me and Charles Barkley who are pointing out these issues.
Well, what about
that should be an equal part of the discussion. If you really want to save black lives and you just don't want to hear yourself talk and make some money and be important, then you start talking about the underlying problems and how we solve it. You don't blame it on the police. The police are doing the best job of saving black lives. They've saved a lot more black lives than Al Sharpton has ever saved.
Do you have a message for the country, something you could leave us with, because you're such a great leader and everyone looks up to you? Is there something you could say on a positive note to all of us?
Yeah, my message is that every time I've been in the black community wanted more police. Don't listen to these hucksters and these con men who are constantly spewing this anti-police hatred. The biggest demands that I got for more police when I was the mayor of the city of New York were in the black communities. They wanted more police because the black mothers and fathers, like white mothers and fathers, understand it's the police that are keeping their kids alive. And a lot of this does not reflect the community. And I wish the community itself would just speak up the way Charles Barkley did and many, many others did.
Mr. Mayor, thanks a lot for joining us this morning and for adding your perspective.
Thank you.
And Merry Christmas.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.